boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Sue from the Ford's Library, and I brought my friend Timmy with me again today. Welcome to Story Time. So today I've picked some wonderful new stories for you that I hope you'll enjoy. But let's start with our hello song. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's fun to be with you. Okay, and you know what? Ford's at story time, we always do just a little bit of sign language. So the first thing we're going to start with is, I love you. And because today we're reading books, which is one of our favorite things, we're going to put a little book at the end. So here we go. I love books. Good job. Alrighty, so let's start with our first story. Today's story is Thesaurus Has a Secret by Anya Glazer. This is a fun story about a little dinosaur. We know how much we love dinosaurs, right? Look at this. Beautiful pictures, right? Millions of years ago, dinosaurs ruled the world. They were fearsome T-Rexes, nimble iguanodons, and great horned triceratops. But this isn't a story about them. This is a story about Thesaurus. Hello and greetings. Thesaurus was just like other dinosaurs. These leaves are positively scrumptious. He ate like other dinosaurs, bon appetit, and played like other dinosaurs, perfection. Whatever other dinosaurs did, Thesaurus did too. Whether it was arm wrestling, keep going, persevere, you can do it. What a beautiful sunset, so magnificent, awe-inspiring. He did it all, just with a wilder vocabulary. But Thesaurus also had a secret. Something he loved more than words. When no one was looking, he loved to read. Look at that. Look at all those books. He would read anytime and anywhere. All he needed was a comfy spot, nice and hidden from view. If anyone ever came close, Thesaurus was always ready with an excuse. Oh yes, I'd love to go swimming, but I'm allergic to fish. Maybe next time. Hi there, just doing some gardening. Oh, I'll be with you in a jiffy. I've got to finish my laundry. No one could ever discover his secret. Reading just wasn't something that dinosaurs did. Sometimes he wished he could share his love of stories with someone. But in the company of a good book, he never really felt alone. He would get swept up in the magic, lose himself in new worlds, journey with friends, and have great adventures. One day he'd been so absorbed that he hadn't even realized that he was reading out loud. Oops! Maybe no one had noticed. Maybe they had. Look at all of his friends. Oh no, disaster. This is bad. What had he done? How would he ever fit in now? Thesaurus had never felt more terrified or alone. Already the others were starting to make fun of him. One of them kept poking his tail. Excuse me, I was just wondering, what happens next? Encore. Yes, what happens next? Wow, that was lovely. I like the part with the crocodile. Don't mind us. Carry on. Is there a sequel? Thesaurus loved to read. More than that, he savored each sentence. He relished the words. He treasured and cherished and adored and delighted in every single story. And as it turned out, everyone else loved to listen. The end. Oh, thank you so much for boys and girls for being such great listeners. Thank you, thank you. Why don't we try a little hand rhyme together? Okay, do you have 10 little fingers? Can you put them all up for me? Here we go. I have 10 little fingers. They all belong to me. I can make them do things. Do you want to see? I can shut them up tight. I can open them wide. I can put them together. I can make them all hide. I can make them jump high. I can make them go low. And I can fold them together and hold them just so. Good job, good job. Okay, so we're gonna go into another story, alrighty? Here we go. This story is a brand new story. Okay, this is a new story from our friend Daniel Kirk. Not only is he the author of the story, that's the person who writes the story, he's also the illustrator. And he has two new characters, Newton and Curie. So he did a whole series of books that many of us at the library loved and we shared with many boys and girls called The Library Mouse. But these are two little squirrels, okay, and they love science. Newton and Curie, the science squirrels. Newton was sitting under a tree when an apple bounced off his head. Why did that apple fall down and not up, he asked himself. And from that moment on, the little squirrel began to wonder how the world worked. I wonder why that swing works the way it does, Newton said to his little sister, Curie, as they watched children on the school playground. I don't know, said Curie. Let's go find some nuts to eat. I'm hungry. Oh, all right, Newton said, but he couldn't stop thinking about the swing. Later that day, little Newton jumped up on the swing, the way he had seen all the children do. He sat for a while, wriggling and rocking, but the swing didn't move. What are you doing? Asked Curie. Don't you ever wonder why a swing goes back and forth? Newton asked. Why does it go so high sometimes? And why does it work so easily for the children when it doesn't work for me? Oh, let's not think about that now, Curie said. Let's just go play tag. The next day, Newton passed by a classroom window. Today we'll learn about simple machines, said the teacher. We'll study gravity and force, and we'll learn about experiments. As Newton listened, he had an idea. He decided to try an experiment of his own. Newton looked around his neighborhood until he found what he needed to create his own swing. What are you doing now? Asked Curie. I'm testing an idea, Newton said. That's called an experiment. Pumping my legs gives me the force to move forward. And see how gravity brings me back down again? I want to try, said Curie, and she did. What's this? Asked a pair of robins who were building a nest in the tree. It's science, said Newton. Carrie laughed, and it's fun. The next day, little Newton watched some children rocking up and down on a seesaw. He longed to try it for himself, and at dusk he went and sat down on one edge of the board. What are you doing now? Asked Curie. Come and sit on the other side, Newton said, and we'll do an experiment. Carrie sat down, but the board didn't budge. She jumped up and down, but there wasn't enough force to make the seesaw move. The board is too heavy, and we don't weigh enough, said Newton. Humans weigh more than squirrels, so they have more mass. Little Carrie frowned. Maybe science isn't for squirrels. In the morning, Newton hurried to the branch above the classroom window again. He studied the whiteboard and listened to the teacher explain another simple machine. Newton could see that a lever and a fulcrum looked a lot like a seesaw, and that gave him an idea. Oops. Newton searched his neighborhood until he found what he needed for a squirrel-sized seesaw. I bet you're making something, said Curie. Newton smiled. It's another experiment. The board is a lever which increases the force we need to go up and down. The rock is for balance. It's called a fulcrum. If we put the rock at the center of the board, we can balance our weights on either side. Gravity pulls us down, and we use the force of our legs to push off again. Whee, said Curie, and again it's fun. That does look like fun, said one of the robins. It is, cried Newton. How is your nest? Well, it's all finished, said the bird, and we have 4 beautiful eggs. You should come take a look. So Newton and Curie went to visit the birds in the tree. You're so lucky you can fly, said Curie. Gravity doesn't mean anything to you. Gravity affects everyone, Newton said. The next morning, Newton and Curie went to listen at the classroom window. With a wheel and a rope, the teacher said, you can make a pulley. And a pulley makes it easier to lift heavy things. Curie said, "Boy, I wish I had something big that we had to move. That simple machine would be great. But I can carry most everything I need in my own paws." That afternoon, Newton and Curie came to watch the children play. But it was a very windy day, so the children stayed indoors. But just as the squirrels turned to go, they heard a terrible cracking, and a great big branch snapped and toppled to the ground. "Help!" cried the robins. "Our nest has fallen." "Our eggs are all right," the birds cried, "but we've got to get them back into the tree where they'll be safe." "I have an idea," Newton said. "Just wait here." So Newton and Curie raced to the classroom window, which was open just a crack. The children were off at lunch, but they could come back at any moment. "We could use those spools and some string to make a pulley," Newton said. "But how are we going to get in there?" "I have an idea," said Curie. "Let's find a stick to use as a lever and pry the window open so we can get inside." So the squirrels found a piece of branch and slid one end into the opening. And then they jumped and jumped and jumped on the lever until the window opened. Just enough for them to scramble inside and get the supplies they needed. Back at the tree, Newton lifted the spool over a small but sturdy branch. Curie bundled the bird's nest into a cloth and tied it to a long piece of strong string. "We're making a pulley," Newton said to the birds as he pulled the end of the string up the trunk. "We'll use it to get your nest back into the tree." "Please be careful," said the birds. Once he wrapped the string around the spool, Newton grasped the free end of the string and jumped from the branch. Gravity pulled him down, but it wasn't good enough. The nest was too heavy. "I know what to do," Curie said, and she jumped onto Newton's back. Together, the two squirrels weighed enough to pull the string to the ground and lift the bird nest into the tree. The robins nudged their nest back into a safe place. "Wow, our experiment was a success," cried Curie. "The pulley worked," Newton shouted. "Soon your eggs will be ready to hatch," Curie said, "and your babies will learn to fly." "I wonder how flying defies gravity," Curie wondered. "Time for a new experiment," Newton said. "Wow, isn't science fun?" And on the back page is information about Sir Isaac Newton, who was a physicist and mathematician, and Marie Curie. All right, so that's the names of the two characters of the squirrels, and it also has a glossary of some of the terms that were used in the book, and it gives you some ideas how to build some of the simple machines yourself. Okay, so thank you again, boys and girls, for being such great listeners. We're going to do a little rhyme today with our 5 little monkeys. Okay, so if you don't have monkeys, that's fine. You can just put your little fingers up. All right, and let's pretend this hand is Mr. Crocodile. Changing it. All right, these little monkeys love to swing in a tree. So here we go. 5 little monkeys are swinging in a tree. Along comes Mr. Crocodile. You can't catch me. Snap! Uh-oh. How many do you have? 4, right? Here we go. 4 little monkeys. They're swinging in the tree. Here comes Mr. Crocodile. You can't catch me. Snap! Uh-oh. Huh? Do you have 3 also? Good job. 3 little monkeys are swinging in the tree. Here comes Mr. Crocodile. You can't catch me. Snap! And goes another monkey. Huh? We have 2 monkeys. Do they still like to swing? Yes, they do. 2 little monkeys are swinging in the tree. Here comes Mr. Crocodile. You can't catch me. Snap! Oh no. Huh? We have our 1 little monkey here. Here he is, still swinging. 1 little monkey swinging in the tree. Here comes Mr. Crocodile. You can't catch me. Snap! Oh my goodness. No more monkeys. Bye, Mr. Crocodile. Peekaboo! Oh, those monkeys love to hide. All righty. Good job, guys. Good job. So this is the end of another story time, and it was so wonderful being with you. Here's our friend, Timmy. Timmy the turtle, our little peekaboo friend, all right? So we're here to say goodbye to you. Here we go. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. It's fun to be with you. Thanks so much again. Bye-bye.